I'm going to push even more. Now try to turn. You almost can't, right? Mm-hmm. Hi, so we have Doug today. He has the same name as me. I'm not just making that up. And so what do you want to look at today?
Upper back and mid back, kind of where your shoulder blades hit your spine.
Okay. Now, Doug has been coming in for how many weeks now?
Like 3 weeks now.
3 weeks. Okay. And those are the spots we've been working on. At first, there were a lot of pain. You weren't even able to work out at that time, right? We're not too well. So what type of improvement have you had?
I would say we were about 80% there. Like we really have gone a long way.
So sometimes it takes a few visits. A lot of people think you can go to a chiropractor, you just get one thing cracked, it's all better. That has happened. If it does happen, it's usually because someone just did something to themselves like that morning at 11 a.m. But if somebody's had something that's accumulated for a long time, it takes a long time to unravel it too. So, people progress at different rates. Some people are quick healers, some people are slow healers. But we get started, see how we're doing. If we're not making any improvements, I usually refer them out really fast because I don't want to keep someone here that's not a good fit for our office. But if they are improving, we'll see that right away. And that gives us enough assurance that we're doing a good enough job to just be persistent and get to the finish line. So go ahead and lie face down. And I'm just going to start checking his alignment first. And so, and Doug is, he does marketing for theater. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing that?
8 years.
8 years. Okay. Do you like it?
I love it.
Did you have a theater background or study anything with theater or production in school?
I did when I was a teenager, yeah.
All right. So his left leg's pulling short. He's mostly got upper back stuff, but I still like when someone comes in, let's say they come in and they got just neck pain or upper back pain. I don't ignore the lower stuff. Because I like to get this balance too. It doesn't take me a long time. So I spend like a minute or so getting this level. And then I go right up to the area that's going to be involved. But I think it's important to check the whole body and make sure everything's balanced. Like I said, I've worked with Doug before. We've done, I don't know, like 9 visits or so, maybe 10. I don't have my notes in front of me right this second. But I'm just going to clean up some stuff that once in a while is off just the tiniest bit. And there it goes. It evens already. So that part's really easy to manage on him. He just had a little bit of a tilt in the pelvis, but really, I didn't even have to do it today. It was so balanced, but maybe like 3% off. So put this arm up here. We're just going to go right through the lumbars. There's a little bit of L5, so I'm going to just do L5 before I do anything else. Adjusting L5, switch arms. We're going to look at L4. Those are fine. Jumping ahead, both arms on the lower back for L2. Let's bring both arms to the top of the table. We're jumping up here now to T8 because this is where we start to get into symptom areas. And that is showing up. So he has a little bit of a kyphotic curve here, which means a roundness. Scoliosis is an S curve. Kyphotic is where it rounds a little bit. When I was in high school, I wrestled. And the best wrestler in the state was this guy, and he had a really kyphotic curve here, and he had these long arms, and he just pinned everybody. He was amazing. I think he was undefeated and 4-time state champ a long time ago, so I don't remember the details. But I remember, I didn't even know what a kyphotic back was then, but he had this really cool looking back because it was muscular, but it also had a little bit of that curve. And he was the most feared wrestler at the time. So I'm going to adjust into T8. But sometimes if you have that kyphotic back where it rounds a little bit here, you will have a propensity of getting tight muscles in this area. And I don't think it affects your ability to be an amazing athlete like the guy that I'm talking about, the 4-time high school state champ that everybody was scared of. But luckily, he was not in my weight class. I didn't have to worry about him. And I'm just coming up and feeling some of these here. You feel that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's a bad one. So I'm right up here now. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. I'm right at T3, just right of center. And that's just a nasty spot, right?
Uh-huh.
Good. Not good that it's nasty, but good that we found it. So turn your face right and left, right and left. Let me know which way it's easier to turn.
Left is a little easier.
Good. So when you turn right, you still feel it up here or higher on the neck?
A little bit lower.
Okay.
Yep.
Right in there. Okay. Head back to center. Turn to the right again. Is it still catching?
That's better.
Okay. So this time, turn back to center.
Mm-hmm.
And as you turn, let me see, get my thumb on one of these. How about that one?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to hold that with a lot of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Now turn, and you'll see it's attached. Do you feel how that's attached?
Yeah, you can't even go the full.
Yeah, I'm preventing it. So go back to center. I'm going to push even more. Now try to turn. You almost can't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's, believe it or not, that's kind of where that neck anchors all the way down there. Like the neck ends here visually, but the muscles come past there and anchor. That's when someone has a whiplash injury, they'll complain about tightness and soreness all the way down to even this part of their back here. Because when the neck is traumatized or if the neck is tight, this upper thoracic area, the upper back area will naturally be involved. Now, in his case, this is the primary, the neck is the secondary. Sometimes the neck is the primary and the back is the secondary, but his original spots are up around the shoulder blade. I also want to adjust his shoulder blade in 4 spots or do a thing for the kinetic chain. So I'm going to adjust the shoulder blade from medial to lateral. I'm going to come up on the humerus and adjust it superior. I'm going to adjust the head of the radius here. Do you feel this tender spot right there? And I'm going to also adjust your lunate bone right there. Boom. Bring this elbow into the side of the body. Good. And then let that relax. Now I'm going to have you lie on your back. Oh, I'm going to take these shoes from you. Okay. They might be the ugliest shoes in the world. So the sooner we get them off, the better. Now I'm going to reach under. I'm going to just loosen this up a little bit. There we go. Do you feel that one?
Yeah.
Good. So come stand. Say how you feel. What do you think?
Nice around the neck today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I dug that out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, nice and loose.
All right, man. I
Awesome.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.